if you have been working a path of recovery for a while now and you've already, maybe you've done your circles, if that's part of your program, or you've looked at what sexual sobriety means to you, this is still a really important lesson. Part of being on the path of self mastery is that we're consistently re-evaluating things because we are growing. We are becoming true to who we are. And that means that we have to look at things as this new version of ourselves. It might sound exhausting, but it becomes part of the process where we're always questioning because we want to make sure that things are serving us and that we're not holding on to things that are no longer serving us, and that we're in alignment with who we are and the life we want to live, which is growing all the time, right? So if you already have had an idea of what your circles are, I want to invite you to, of course, go through this lesson and do the field work. It might give you a new perspective, and it might lead you to look at things in a fuller way, in a more complete way, and to go further and deeper than what you may have initially done with the path of self-mastery in mind. And by that, I mean that most paths of recovery are just about sobriety. Sobriety is the main end goal. Well, as we know here, sobriety is just the beginning to the boldly satisfying life. It's the beginning, it's the gateway that actually biologically allows us to do this bigger work, to be our true selves. So we don't want to just focus on the behaviors that were destructive in your life. We want to focus, once we have those, kind of well under our supervision, and that they are eradicated, that we're not just treating symptoms, that they're actually not even a risk anymore because that's not who we are, then we can start looking at things with regard to what we want and what serves us well and what does not serve us. So you might think of things more broadly around your circles. We'll talk inner circle real quick with regard to, let's say, one of the things that had been in my inner circle was anonymous sex, so sleeping with strangers, right? But what's underneath that? That's putting myself at risk. So that is engaging in sexual behavior that does not honor and cherish my body and all of the things that are who I am, right? So that would now become in the behaviors that I am abstaining from. It could be, that's obviously avoiding any kind of responsibility over another, any kind of commitment or true intimacy. So it's not just that I don't know that person, but I'm avoiding all of these things that I'm afraid of, or was, this isn't true anymore, but that I was afraid of by engaging with someone who I could just walk away from, right? So that's the variation on this lesson. That's the path of self-mastery, where we really look at those behaviors, find out what's underneath them, and then bring our awareness into that realistic situation. So it might even be maybe pornography. I was a compulsive porn viewer, and that initially would be the only thing in my inner circle. But now I know that by doing that, I'm avoiding my emotions, right? I am avoiding discomfort. I am trying to create a barrier of my experience. Those things are not conducive to the path of self-mastery. Those things aren't conducive to being a whole, healthy, happy person, right? The pornography was the symptom, it was the means, but it was not what was actually going on. So don't take this lesson lightly. If you already have done this work, I want you to get in there further, get in there deeper, pull the stuff out, look at it to the best of your ability, find out what is underneath it and what is not serving you in your life today. Maybe it wasn't even something you had in your inner circle initially. For me, and this might sound silly to you, I don't know, but having any kind of sexual encounter with someone I don't even like, that might not have been something I would have thought of initially, but that's not in alignment with who I am. That's not in alignment with the life that I want, right? So that would be a next level awareness that would then go into my sexual sobriety plan further down the line on this path of self mastery. So don't just copy and paste your circles over if you've done them already. The variation on this lesson is to go deeper, to expand it out. And if you're unsure of what's underneath things, that's what our time together and our tribe sessions are for, so that we can do that work together. I will see you in that next session once you have this done.